All right, I think we're at a good starting point, assuming my tracking software is working. Kind of not really. There we go. All right, welcome to, I think it's day 3. I lost count already. Of the very serious Juniper Game Jam. Today, so I guess I should recap some things from yesterday, and talk about what I've done since then. So um, yesterday was the 20th, right? So yesterday we did the character designs for our game. We modeled our businessman. Um, I did export him with the hair. Let me see if I can pull that up. Ignore the. This is not it. That's something else entirely. Where did I put that? There it is. There's the hair. There's our base form. On tracks your face somewhere. Anyway, he's done. Um, I also did, after the stream yesterday, I did some motion capture work. So let me import one of those examples. Yeah, let's do this one. So if we just play this from the start. It's playing at a low frame rate. I think you changed that by, yep, right here. So to do this, I have a VR headset and then a VR motion tracker suit that I put on, and then I took it into VR motion tracking software, and then I just did all the performances. So here's a list of the animations that I did for each of the combat forms at least. There's an idle animation for each one. All of them are unique. Light combo, heavy. I should probably do heavy attack because the heavies are a singular thing. I did a parry. I added special attack animations. I did running. The hit and knockdown. Oh my god, those were exhausting. Getting up off the floor sucks. And then I did a very basic like dodge for all of them as well. So I don't know if we'll be doing rigging today, but all the animations are done. Here, I can pull in one more example just so that way you can see that I did do some really exhausting stuff here. If I go to here, let's get one of the hit and knockdown animations. That's the stuff that hurt the most. Yeah, so this one sucked to do the most. You know, there's the hit reaction. Not too bad, right? The knockdown, though, I had to get on the floor, and that sucked. Yeah, there it is. Now, I bought a performance mat last year, so that way, when I eventually did do motion capture, it wouldn't hurt when I lay on the floor. I forgot to put that out before I did any of this. I only remembered once I took my VR headset off, and I was like, wow, I'm the idiot. But yeah, the animation work is done. Once I apply the rig to the model and put it in Unreal, Unreal will automatically link the animations, the other animations to the model. So we'll probably do that later today, but for now, I'm just going to work on realizing our character designs that we got yesterday. So today, I hope to get the armor for the Mighty design, the Pegasus design, and the Titan design done. Hopefully before... Man, that hurts. If only I had some kind of performance way. Yep, that's pretty much what was going through my head, Awen. Just, man, if only there was some way to make this not hurt. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's still some performance capture to do. I don't have any animations done for our little businessman here. So, probably I have a Father's Day event to go to today, but when that's done, I will lay that mat out and then put on my motion capture equipment and try to do his stuff. Because his stuff should be relatively easy, but you never know. I was improving most of it, so I think I tried to do it yesterday, exported it all in the wrong format, so it got scuffed. So I redid all of the motion capture animation this morning, about half an hour after I woke up. That sure was a way to wake up. Anyway, here's the plan. Oh, I closed the freaking concept images. Here's what we're gonna do today. So I think I mentioned this yesterday, but I'm just gonna repeat myself today just so that way the mission statement is clear. What we're gonna do is we're going to model the armor pieces separately from the base model. And then in Unreal, what we're gonna do is put together a little script that attaches those pieces to the relevant bones. So that way the gauntlet stays on the gauntlet, the helmet stays on the head, etc., etc. You kind of get the point. Anyway, let's start with probably the Mighty Form helmet, since it has a lot of elements that are going to be similar to the other helmet designs. And how we do that will affect how we do everything else. So I think first things first, let's get rid of the hair. And then let's lower the timeline so we can get a full view of what we're working with here. And we'll start with maybe an icosphere. Then just drag that up, drag that back. Then increase the scale a little bit. Yeah, that kind of works. That kind of works. Okay, maybe just a little bit down and a little bit smaller. This is not going to be easy. Okay. That's going to have to do. Okay. So I want to add the visor first, I think. So let's dedicate some face space to that. I think if we just grab these vertices here, like so. Not you. Oh god, what did I do? Oh, I see. All the way across. And then we'll do this one. All the way across. Maybe we'll do edges and faces. Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Let's just close these up. There we go. Cool. Next, what we're going to do is just kind of line these up. So let's turn snapping on to the grid. I think what we're going to do is just kind of lower this to about this level. Just make it all level. Cool. And then we can just kind of start closing this up to make our visor. Which I guess means I didn't have to delete those triangles, but unless, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's what we'll do. We'll do a triangle here, and the rest can be squares. There we go. Okay, I don't think I have a mouth element to this design. Nope, I do not. just the visor and horns. So I think what we should do for the visor is maybe have it stick out a little bit, or maybe stick in. I think we'll do that by just extruding it out like a little bit. Maybe like that. It kind of works. It kind of works. Okay, then we want to do the horns. So for the horns, how do I want to do that? Let's try this. We will make sure that this is aligned like that. Okay, we have 3 points that are aligned like that. So let's there's a way to import photos into Blender, I think, if I remember correctly, like this. Images can only be added in object mode. Oh, right. That makes sense. There we go. Then we can just something like that. That way I can see the concept. Would that be easier if the helmet wasn't all triangles? Yes, honestly. It might be easier to just start with a cube and then just refine it. And now that I say that out loud, I know it's definitely easier to do it that way. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll hide the helmet and we'll just try again. That way we don't lose any progress if it does turn out wrong. So we'll line it up like that. We'll do a loop cut down the middle. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing a loop cut, I can just do this. Grab that mirror modifier. I think it's because I added the modifier in object mode, isn't it? No? Set origin to geometry. Mirror modifier, edit mode. There we go. I knew I was doing things out of order. So we can do that. Let's grab the loop cut tool, do it horizontally like that. Did it do it? I can't tell why it's not doing it. Oh, it is doing it. Okay, well, that's awkward. Okay. And then go back to select. Yep. That's weird. I've never seen the loop cut tool do that before. And then there is an easier method. Add a subdivision surface modifier to a base cube. Oh shoot, you're right. Yeah, and then that makes the shape a lot easier to work with. Then we can just bring in the size, like so. I think one more loop cut right down the middle like this. Yeah, I think that's all we need to get started. I want to say, but let's add one more loop cut across here and across here, I think. And then I think I'll have what I need. There we go. Okay, let's apply the mirror modifier, not mirror modifier, the subdivision surface. to do that in object mode, right? Okay, well, do I do that in edit mode then? Nope, it is object mode. Okay. I'm not understanding why it's not connecting. It's very strange. Probably should add a loop cut here too, actually, now that I'm looking at this. Hide this for a second, just so I can see. And then we can just delete this half. Cool. That'll work. I'll take that. All right. Let's line this up with the head a little bit better. So let's make the visor maybe about here. Oops. I mean, that works too, but oh, shoot. What? I clicked on a vertex in the background there. That's okay. We can make this work. We can make this work. I don't know why this is so hard. There we go. Cool. And then I think what we'll do is we'll grab these vertices, grab these ones. I want to say extrude them out and make a new surface. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that easy. But I can work with this. Start by grabbing these vertices. Not like that. There we go. Yeah, let me turn off snapping for a second, I guess. Oh, you know what? I can do snap to vertex. There we go. Then just line these vertices up with the vertices they belong to. You know, it would help if I actually, turned on snapping. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. Now we just gotta correct the elevation for these ones. And then we can just close the visor up. Oops. Let me get a sip more of that caffeine. Might not be fully awake just yet, despite doing all that motion capture work. Okay. Surely that will kick in soon. Okay, let's work on the horns. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do next, is the horns. So, if we look at our reference image here, for this mighty form, as we'll call it, we have two horns that go back, more or less on the sides. Oh, hold on. Two things. One, you can select an edge on one side in edge, and select and press F step to fill. Oh, shoot, you're right. You're right. How did I... Thank you. I don't know why I keep forgetting that you can do that. Just select. Yeah. What would I do without you, Awen? Okay. So based on the placement on this drawing here, I think we can do the two horns, maybe using these faces here. So let's try that. Two. I think that would have been easier to extrude the faces without deleting them. Yeah. Probably something like this. Probably. I'm just not. I'm not great. Okay. Let's do this. For the horns, we'll grab these 6. We'll extrude them up a little bit like this. We'll take these here. Alt-E. Oh, shoot. Wow, that's a way better option than clicking up here. Okay, Alt-E. Extrude faces along normals. It's fine, I just aspire to be loading screen tutorial or remind you of that game mechanic you forgot to. I can't. Oh, oh, that will extrude based on the direction the face is well facing. Okay, so that'll save the normals and probably reduce the amount of Unreal Engine normal errors that I run into then. Okay. Oh my god, let me take my glasses off. I need to wipe my eyes off. I'm trying, dude. Oh my god, it's been a minute since I laughed that hard. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. So let's do that then. Let's select our faces here. Alt E, extrude faces along normals. We'll bring those up a little bit. Something like that, actually, it might work. Then what we'll do is we'll deselect these faces, Alt-E along normals, go a little bit more up like so, and then we'll do, oops, Alt-E one more time, extrude that up. Can I rotate the faces like this? Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Just rotate these up a little like that. There we go. We got some pseudo horns going up here. This helmet's gonna look so funny in motion with motion capture animation. Okay, I forget. Okay, yeah, 3 horns. So I need one more here. I think we can just use the same method here. Extrude individual is for when you want to make separate spikes out of every face selected. Extrude individual. So, oh, individual faces. Oh, okay. So if you wanted those to be separate that way, and if you want them to be together, you just do extrude faces along normals. Okay. Interesting. I need to learn how you. I need to study the way you did, bro. Like, there's so many cool things in Blender that I just don't know until you say something. Oops. Make sure I didn't, Oh, yep, I did. Okay. Undo that. Alt-E. Well, maybe something like that. Oops. So the lower spike needs to be here. We should wait to do that until after I've gotten all of them extruded. Alt-E. And then finally, Alt-E. So this will go like this. You know what? Those are not really reaching the heights I was imagining in my head. Let's bring those back down. Maybe if we do these 3. Alt-E. Oh yeah, that's doing something. So let's do this. There we go. Then just do another one of these. I should probably just try again. There we go. A little bit bigger. Then one more time. And just redo those edges. My method of study is really stupid. It's a mix of one specific low poly artist and YouTube recommending me Blender videos of niche things I didn't know exist. Yeah, I have a little bit of that with Unreal. Like I learned about all kinds of cool ways to do for loops just because one guy wanted to make an enemy manager, which I need to do for this game anyway, so I guess it came in handy. I also watched a lot of like specific tutorials for my job at work because I'm still programming at work. I'm actually really excited because excuse me. I'm actually really excited because my project is gonna have its first playtest. I think in a week or two. I need to recheck the dates because technically I'm supposed to manage that, but I don't know. My head's in the programs all the time. So if you like, press GGC. It unclamps it and will move to the selection along its current path beyond where it started. Okay, hold on. GGC. Oh, shoot. That's cool. Wow. Okay, okay. That's neat. That is so neat. Oops, I already screwed it up. Maybe if I... That's cool. I don't think I need that for this specific moment, but that is so cool. And then just line it up like that. Now we can go back to the faces and start lining this up a little bit better. So I think this face needs to... Oh shoot, you know what I did wrong too? I only needed... Ah! I didn't need to do this 3 times. I needed this column here to just be once. So what we'll do to fix that for now is just that, and then we can do edge selection. There we go. And then one more time with just this one right here. Wow, that got rid of more than I expected. Ah! Ah! Oh man. There we go. Whoops. Delete faces. Yeah. Like this. Yep, there we go. Okay, that's more like it. Now we just need to rotate these faces. Oh shit, they're not joined. Oops, not that. It's supposed to be... Is it Control J for join or just J for join? I want to join the edges is my goal, but I'm not sure. Oh, M is merge. Join is something different, I'm pretty sure. I'm just... There we go, and then M at center. Oh. That did not go as planned. Merge by distance? You said merge by distance. You did say merge by distance. I was not paying attention. That's on me. Let me make sure these aren't multiple edges as well. I don't think these are multiple edges. Yeah, looks like that's combined. Okay. Back to what we're doing then. Okay. Why are these not joined? I thought I just joined them. Oh, they are joined, but this is not a face. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, so what I need to do then. Oh, is this just gonna work now? Nope, I didn't think so. Is that what I need to do? What is your problem? Okay, are there just multiple edges here? Like, what's going on? Merge by distance will only merge what is almost connected. Okay. Are these not almost connected? This is tough. Probably because I'm just doing everything wrong here, but man. Maybe what I can do here. There we go, and then just. There we go. Okay, that kind of fixed it. So I just have a bunch of duplicate vertices in here for some reason. I wonder if I have accidentally made too many faces extruded and I just can't see it right now. Luckily, seems like this is an easy fix. Yep. Just gonna go ahead and take this opportunity to make sure that that's not the case for. Oh shoot! Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay, so that's just one. That's just one. That's just one. That's just one. Oh shoot, that's multiple. Okay. That's multiple. Selecting everything and merge by distance to get rid of all of them. Ooh, you're right. Oh shoot, I have invisible vertices here. No. No. Oh god, how many other invisible vertices do I have? Okay. Okay, did that fix everything? It looks like it fixed everything. Yeah, that looks like it fixed everything. Okay. Thank God for your suggestions, Awen. Oh my god, that could have been really bad. Okay, yeah, now these are rotating together. Cool. Alright, let's get these spikes rotated. I don't want to get stuck on this too long. So we'll do something like that. Then we'll do something like... Nope. What? There we go. What? Oh, wait, what? Do I have another... What? Oh, that is so tiny. Are you serious? Okay, now it's gone. What was that? You can also, if you check clipping on that modifier. Oh shoot, I forgot about clipping. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know why my brain was like, oh yeah, that'll be on for you. Its distance was just over the threshold. Oh shit. Yeah, that'll do it, huh? Okay, let's hide our reference image here. Oh, what? What the heck is this? Oh my god. Oh, that's the mirror portion. Okay. Okay, I think we got it this time. Anyway, looks like so the back spike came out really nice, but the front spike not so much. And I think that's because we didn't join the edges here. Yeah, we got some weird stuff going on here. Let's do this. I think it's worth maybe redoing the spikes here, now that we know some cool tips and tricks that you can try at home, thanks to Awin. Let's just get rid of all of this and start over. Oh shit, okay, maybe only faces? There we go. And then we can rebuild the faces down there. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Shoot. We're gonna have to really quickly rebuild these. That was not what I meant to do. There we go. Cool. Then we could just reconnect these and then use the edges. Ah! Nope. Okay, now to do the spikes. Grab our 6 panels here. About like that should be good. About like that. And then about, I already forgot, we're not. Alt E for about this much. And then just these two, Alt E for about this much. And then these are joined. These are joined. Nice. Okay, cool. So let's grab these two. Something like that. Grab these two. Oops. Would help if I deselected the spikes I don't want to change, huh? Something like that. I keep holding shift while making selections. Maybe something like that. Maybe we can tone down the angle on this one a little bit. Honestly, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I think what we do want to change just to make them a little more horn-like in appearance. I think we can do this. Yeah. And then do the same thing on this side. Can I just... There we go. Probably not the way I want to do that. Maybe I want to do this by vertice. Oops. Turn off that. I guess we don't need to do it for this one. I just want to give the horns a little bit of a curve. You know what? That came out kind of okay. That came out kind of okay. I really shouldn't get stuck on perfecting this stuff, considering we haven't even touched Unreal yet for this game jam. Why not extrude them once and rotate the extruded surfaces? Because that would be a good idea. And I'm apparently I'm not keen on those. Alright, you know what? I think that's gonna be okay. We've already spent like half an hour on this, and I really need to be able to... I need to try and finish as many of these armor pieces as possible this morning before I go to my Father's Day event, so... let's do... Let's start getting the texture paint on this. Let's first make sure that the normals are outward. Back face culling. And then I think I need to apply the mirror modifier before I do the smart unwrap, right? So go ahead and apply that. Let's do a 0.05 island margin. Oh yeah, that's very manageable. Okay, looks like our visor is out nice. Our horns are separated, which is pretty nice. Everything else we can figure out as we go. You don't technically have to, but it will mirror and stack the UVs if you don't. Oh, okay, so it's a good thing I did then, because at least if I want to do some asymmetrical stuff, which I doubt, but in case I did, I had the option. Okay, texture slot. Let's do a base color. Helmet. Colors. Just like with the businessman textures, we'll do 2048 by 2048. And we'll just do like a pure red. Oops. A little bit darker. Something like that. Something like that should be good. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. Now we just need to get to painting here. Yeah, let's start with black for the visor. That should be pretty straightforward. Yep, there it is. Looks like I got everything on that part. That's the underside, right? Yep, A little bit of this. All right, and which is the front? Pretty sure if I just do... Oh, shoot, that's simple. And that's still not everything. Okay. It looks like these two pieces here might be the rest of the visor. Hey! And then there's a backside, so we're gonna need to check that. Backside is literally one square. So it might be these two down here. Yep. Cool, that's the visor. And then the horns are silver. So we need to get that silver color. I think I can just kind of do this for the silver. Hey, there we go. So that's the back side. This is probably the top horn. Yep. Yep. It's all coming together. The good news is once we model this suit, the rest of the suits can kind of borrow elements of it and just recolor it. Like you can see with the green one, Pegasus, the helmet just has the 2 horns. Titan maintains 3 horns, but turns one of them reverse. Other details. But yeah, this should make it a little bit easier to quickly make the other models. Okay, so now it's just about... Is this one of the horns? Yep, that's the top of that horn. Perfect. Cool, that's the back face of that one. I imagine this is somewhere on here. Alright, I don't know what that face is. Didn't seem to change anything, but maybe it did and I just can't see it. One thing that might help with painting, if you hide the faces you don't want to paint in edit mode, you can either paint on the model or bucket fill those faces easier. You can bucket fill faces? Not that way apparently. And not that way apparently. Okay, so I just don't know how the bucket tool works. Only on the model though, the texture view works independent of the scene context. Okay. So in other words, if I were to say, select this face, go back to texture paint, click the fill bucket. Nope, that's not how that works. Okay, so I'm doing something wrong. Bucket fill paints all visible faces a color. Oh, visible faces. Okay. Hiding them with H excludes them. So if I were to go back here, do that, go back, use the fill bucket like this, go back to edit mode, and then, oh, I forgot how to, I don't know how to show face. Alt H, Alt H, okay, so Alt H. Nope. Alt H doesn't seem to be working. It's a good thing I have Control Z. Maybe that's something I should learn later. Maybe off stream. Is that part of it? Not sure where that is. There it is. Okay, that looks like the helmet is done. So let's save this image texture. Call it Mighty Helmet. Okay. And then we'll export the helmet as well, so that way we have that on the ready. Maybe because that's the default keybind and I don't know how you change that. Unless there's a program that uses that set of keys snatching the input. That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't messed with Blender's keybinds on this computer. I've done so on my main desktop, which is over yonder. But I'd have to look into that. I did turn on some plugins, so maybe those are interfering with it. It's hard to say without looking, but I'm sure I can play around with it to find out. Okay, since we got the Mighty helmet done, we can just do some small tweaks to get the Pegasus helmet to the same state. Same thing for Titan. Since Titan uses the same gray, I think it might be worth just redoing the horns and then changing the colors and getting that done first. NVIDIA Overlay was doing that to me with some control keys. Ooh, yeah, that could be part of it. I don't know what... Discord might have some control overrides. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. Probably not. But again, I'll play around with it. And if we never find out, we never find out. Okay, so we need to get this reference image. You know what? Let's just rename it. And then we can hide it. That way we can add all the reference images we want without getting too cluttered here. Oh, hell yeah, I'd even put it the right size. So if I do one more then, like this. Hey, okay, cool. That's a later problem regardless. Yeah. Oh wait, did it just change the... Oh, it didn't add the photos, it just changed what it was. No! Okay, so do this. There we go. Okay, what's the size on this one? 3.2091, whatever. We'll just do this. And then, can I snap it to... Maybe not a vertice, but can I do... Is an image a face? I guess not. That's okay. I just need it kind of there. Let's rename this while I remember what this is. Then one more time for this image here. Cool. So when it comes to the shape of the helmet, Titanform's pretty just opposite of what we got here. So unfortunately, I do need to get rid of these horns again. Maybe it'd be better if I just do... Oh shoot, and I don't have the mirror modifier turned on anymore. I applied it. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit creative here. Oh my goodness. Let's do this instead. Like that. Like that. Why did my phone go off like that? Hold on, I'm just gonna check on that real quick. Make sure it's nothing important. Good news, it's nothing important. Just Duolingo reminding me that I have lessons to do today. Shush! I need to manage my notification settings. Is it? Hold on, I might be doing this all silly. Because what we can do, because we have a copy of this helmet saved already, I think we can just kind of add the mirror modifier, delete half, and just reapply the mirror modifier when we're done, right? So I think we're just gonna do that. Save us some time. Yep, there it is. Cool. So wireframe. Probably be easier for me to do vertices. What am I looking at? Oh, that's the picture, isn't it? Yep, okay, cool. As long as it's nothing important. Cool, now we can work on this without worry. Cool, cool. Not that. No. What am I seeing? Oh, that's the inside. Let's not get distracted by that. Oh my goodness. What? There we go. How's it going today? It's going pretty alright. I just realized that what's going on with my OBS? Well, it seems to be holding in there. How's it going today? It's going pretty alright. Modeling is going about as well as it always does, so, you know, doing things the hard way, getting told by Awen about a cool tip and trick that you can try at home, and then everything working out. We have 1 helmet done out of 3. Yeah, so doing better than I normally would have last year. I'm going to take that victory where I can. So let's do this. Alt-E, extrude. Bring it up a little bit. And then let's rotate these faces now. We rotate that. Extrude. Rotate these like so. Then finally, extrude this. Bring it out like that. Oh my god, that came out really nice. Gotta fix this, but it came out nice otherwise. I love modeling, so I always make it the last thing I do. I know I won't want to stop modeling. There's a grid fill options in the menu. Control F brings up for when you have a big hole that's mostly uniform. Grid fill menu a grid fill option in the menu Control F brings up. Is it? Hold on. Let's just pretend. Let's extrude this up. Oh shoot, yeah, you're right. Maybe if I actually took time to read, I would find some of this stuff too. Oh well. Alright, I think to fix this... grid, no. Smooth it out by just doing that. Yeah, that came out pretty nice. Can be derpy sometimes, though. I mean, okay, I didn't get to talk about this, but I want to rant. So I did try to manually, like, rig the model before I did my motion capture animation work after the stream yesterday, and I originally I used Rigify's default skeleton, deleted the face, lined it all up nice and neat, did automatic weight paints, and it immediately moved the right arm across the chest to the left and the left arm across the chest to the right. I went into the weight paint mode, and you know, typical Blender, the vertices were attached to random bones. Not like hyper random, but you know, it was not where it needed to be. So I go in and I start fixing the weight paints, and the model started morphing into the sky, and I just maybe it was the Rigify skeleton, maybe something's wrong with the model. I can't figure it out. But it was mirrored. This base model wasn't mirrored when I tried rigging it, but it was frustrating. So I put off actually rigging the model until I get everything done, because I don't want to think about it right this second. Anyway, I want to round out the horns. Let's grab up to here and then down to here. And then just same thing here to here to here. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit more. Let's turn it back to increment. Bring it down just to, maybe just turn off magnetism in general. There we go. Oh, the weights, I mean, that sounded like it put the left side influence on the right. Yeah, I'm not sure how it does that or how to control that. So I just kind of went, I'll come back to it when I feel a little smarter. Emphasis on feel. We can probably not use those ones. Here we go. You know what? I think that kind of works. That kind of works. So now we just need to change the texture paint on this one. Oh shoot, now we need to do smart unwrap again. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind doing that. Apply the mirror modifier. Probably would help if I'm in the right mode for that. There we go. Alright, smart unwrap. Island margins correct. Check the UV. UV looks good. We can probably cheat a little bit on this UV here. We can grab these, rotate them, drag them a little bit like this to get the horns back to gray. Get the visor back to being black. Do the same thing over here. Might need to expand on the paint a little bit there, but we can come back to that. I'm assuming these are horn related. Nope, those are visor related. Okay. Well, we can just kind of... I'm being lazy, but it's okay. Worst case might be able to use something like Mixamo to auto rig it. I did do a test with Mixamo and it rigged it really nicely. Um, the real and I did save the Mixamo rig just in case that I can't figure it out. But sorry, I'm trying to talk and do this. um, I saved the Mixamo rig just in case, but I'm gonna try and rig it to the skeleton that I'm using for my motion capture stuff, and if that doesn't work, then I'll just see if I can link the Mixamo animations to the It is so hard to talk and do this. I'm such a single-minded man. All right, maybe if I just do this and this, just to get the horns in there. Can I get a material preview? There we go. Yeah, it might be better to just paint. So let's do this. Get this to texture paint. And what we're gonna do is just make a new one. Oh my god. New base color. Can I? Hold on. There's a way to add colors to a palette, right? I know there's a way to do it, I just don't know. Oh, there it is. Color palette. Bam! Call it red. I knew it! There's a way. There's always a way. Oops. Or is that the right way? Oh shoot, it didn't actually. I made a palette. I now need to add the colors to the palette. Aha! Okay, so we'll just call this helmet. Hit the plus marker under red. Yep, there we go. Worst case, might be able to use something like Pixmod auto rig. That would unfortunately require interacting with Adobe. As soon as you said Adobe. No. No. I'm very fortunate. No class in university and no job at work required me to use Adobe products. I've been able to get away with being like, oh, there's an alternative. Is it okay if I use that? And they go, oh yeah, sure, whatever makes it work. And I'm just like, yes, cool. I'm out here. Let's test this color. I kind of like that color. Let's go with that color. So what we're gonna do, I know this means a lot of work, but we're just gonna do that. And then I'm just gonna recolor. Let's add this purple to our palette. And let's start working on the horns. Luckily, the horns are pretty identifiable at a glance. Let me drink some more water. I refilled my pitchers before the stream, so that way, if I start getting like really thirsty and go through those things, I'm not too far away from. What am I looking at here? Unassociated alpha? Is that? Okay, that's just metadata. Do I have show metadata turned on? I don't remember how to check that, but I guess it doesn't matter. No! There we go. Okay, and I think this piece right here is also part of the helmet. Yep. Cool. Bring this down here. Pretty sure if I just kind of... Okay, cool. That means that this piece up here is probably the same thing. Yup. Yup. There we go. Okay, so these faces here are way down there. Okay. There we go. I think those are just shadows that are just looking kind of odd. But the grays are taken care of, at least. Okay, now we just gotta get the visor, and then this helmet will be done. So just paint across like this. There we go. Paint across like this. I believe that's the back face. Yep. These are also, I believe, part of the visor. Yep. We're missing one more. There it is. Cool, that's the helmet. Okay, so let's save this as Titan helmet. Make sure all modifiers are applied. Export, FBX, Titan helmet. All the settings are good. All right, one more helmet. I feel like I've been modeling and texturing for like 2 hours. It's only been 1 hour. This game dev stuff is kind of exhausting, isn't it? I haven't even been working on the game. Yes, Friday was all design legwork. Yesterday was drawing the concepts, I think. Actually, I can double check that. I have my notes. I got a message. It's a meme. Okay. I don't think that meme is appropriate to share on Twitch. So I'm just gonna laugh. And then we're gonna get back to work. Okay, I should notate what we did today while I'm at it. Modeled armor for combat forms. We did the mighty helmet and the Titan helmet. I need to come up with original names for these forms at some point before the gem gets submitted. But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Anyway. Yeah, Friday we wrote the design document and drew the concept image for the ability wheel. Unfortunately, I did not save that as an image. I saved that as a Krita file, so that way I can make changes later. So let me try and... It's this wheel. Look, it's that wheel. You can watch the VOD on YouTube. It's fine. And then yesterday we did character designs and then modeled the base form for the character. So today today I did all the animation work and then we're modeling the stuff. So we're making decent headway at the very least. Okay, let's rename this image before I forget. Hide that, get the Pegasus form out. So I think for this one, what we can do is I can get rid of this helmet model, re-import the mighty helmet to get the reverse horns, and then just get rid of this back horn, and that'll save us some time. So import FBX, finished works, mighty helmet. Yep, there it is. Cool. Edit mode. Why is it all yellow? Blue, I guess. I can't tell colors, evidently. Whatever. Let's add the mirror modifier real quick. Get rid of all this. And then what we're going to do is just get rid of these. And then let's try that fill modifier for fill grid. Grid fill. Select two loop edges. Oh, edges. Whoops. That might be important. It might be an important distinction. Maybe grid fill. Hey, there we go. You have to select the entire border. Oh, edges marked as sharp appear blue. You have to select the entire border you are filling. Okay, I see. And that's how I got to the end there. Cool. That's good to know. Cool. Now all we have to do is coloring, right? Once we apply the mirror modifier. What is going on here? Why does it look like that? Why does it look like that? It wasn't looking like that before, was it? Hold on. Yeah, it didn't look like that before. Hold on. Wireframe. Ah, okay. So, huh. Interesting. I don't know why that changed how it's shaded, but okay. I mean, I guess we can do this without the mirror modifier. It just would have been nice to have the option. Inside faces, hide the modifier. Hold on. Let me get the modifier back on so we can see what you're talking about. Vertices, and then you said hide the modifier. I might be doing this wrong. Hide the modifier, you say. The shading is off because there's a set of faces inside the helm. So if I do... Look. That did not do anything. Faces... Nope. I don't remember how to do the thing that you told me to do. There's a set of faces inside the helm. So I imagine if I do that... Oh, okay, I'm with you now. I'm with you now. Okay, yeah, that's right. So... let's just delete these two. Whoops. Then reshow that. Deleting those faces should fix it. Okay, so let's do that real quick. Let's hide our model. Doesn't seem like that's fixing it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that fixed it. Is there maybe something else that we're missing? There are two sets. Like maybe on this inside? No, doesn't look like it. Hmm. This is interesting. I'm not sure what's going on. Select all. Okay. Let me switch it back to faces. Select all. Oh, you know what? It did select this here. Interesting. Okay, so what if we see the edges? Yeah, I see the edges. Should we delete these interior edges here to help maybe facilitate that? You deleted the faces, but the edges stayed. Okay. So if I bring the faces back and then do edges and faces, and then we can just kind of fix these, I think, or just deselect those edges. Dun, 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 dun. Just the option faces? Oh, okay. Hold on. Maybe let me try and bring back these faces here that are missing. Okay, that's as far as that goes. The shading still looks off. Yeah, the shading still looks off. This is weird. This is really weird. Oh, and I have a face missing. Oh, that's on me though. I know that's not Blender. That's just on me. Why would the shading still be off? Oops. Okay, it's not because of that. I mean, merging seems to be part of it, but it's not all of it. Right-click, clear sharp. Maybe if I do edges and then select all. Clear sharp. I mean, it did something. Doesn't seem like that was the issue. Even weirder, yeah. Let me re-import the model. Maybe we just need to start fresh. Okay, so we have our model. Generate, mirror modifier, edit mode, select vertices, wireframe, delete all this. Still the same issue. Okay. You have issues. Congrats, you found issues I haven't encountered. Okay, that's reassuring. All right, we're just gonna do this without the mirror modifier. This is fine. we can work without it. Let's grab the face tool. Select all these faces here. Make sure we grabbed all the right faces here. Looks like it. Cool. And then we can just get the select edges tool. Down to here, up to here. Control F, grid fill. That did not work. Okay. Why didn't it work though? So here to here to here to here, but not to there. Ah! There and there. We grabbed all those edges, okay. Then the top edge there, grid fill. I don't know what's going on. One last possibility, go to the upside down triangles tab on the right and go to geometry data. Okay, let me get this all back up. If there's an option to clear custom normals, that might be it. Ooh, does sound like the possibility. Okay, let's do that. Let me set up everything that we had before. Okay, we still see the same issue. Upside down triangle by geometry. Am I crazy? Under modifiers. Oh, shoot. Okay. Under modifiers, geometry input? Hold on, let me read your thing. Go to the upside down green triangle tab on the right. Oh, this down here. Okay, now I'm paying attention. Go to geometry data, clear custom normals data. Oh my god. That would be the solution, wouldn't it? Good job, Detective Ayla. You figured out the problem. We solved it. Wow. Okay. Okay. Put that on the bookmark of things I learned today. Clear custom geometry data. Neat. Well, that makes things a lot easier. Cool. It was a stupid import-export weirdness? Yeah. Typical Blender. I don't know why that's the one thing that Blender seems to have, well, I shouldn't say that Blender as a whole has consistent issues with, because for all I know, this could just be issues that I'm constantly facing, and everyone else has it just fine. But it's weird to have that be one of the consistent issues I run into is whenever I import or export any 3D models or data, that's the kind of stuff that I run into all the time. And now the grid fill works too, so maybe it was something to do with that geometry data thing. Well, at least that's one mystery solved. Nope, my phone just went off again. What are we doing today? I normally don't get this many messages. Oh, shoot. There was another event that was supposed to happen today, and I canceled. I forgot to turn off the reminder for that cancellation though. Typical me. Typical me. Okay, so we need to come up with a green for this helmet, and then we need to come up with a yellow for the horns. So let's go back to... Is this where it was? I forgot where the color palette tools were. Oh, Blender, please don't crash. I will save. I will save right now. Don't crash. Object. Oh shoot, I forgot to apply the mirror modifier. Let's probably... Uh-oh. Blender? Blender? Oh no. What's happening? It does actually. Blender had to be special and has settings that don't work with other engines. Usually requires conversion, like having Z be up axis, where every other engine has it to be forward. Yeah. Oh, Blender recovered. Okay, cool. Save. Apply that mirror modifier. Texture paint. Alright, where was the color palette stuff? I know I saw it in here at one point, but now I don't see it. Whatever. Pegasus helmet. Let's come up with a green. Maybe a little bit darker, like that. I don't know why the helmet's not taking it on now. Oh, maybe because... did it not save that? Don't think it saved the material I just made. Well, at least this is recognizing it. Palette is in the winch and screwdriver icon. Ah, thank you. So we need to save that green. Okay, so they are not assigned to the faces. Oh shoot, okay, so if I go... I see, it says base helmet here. So if I save this, save as, this is helmet, and then click on this. There we go. I don't like that green. That green is actually pretty ugly. Okay, can we make it darker maybe? Would that make it better? Maybe once I do the horns, I'll feel something for the green. Right now I'm just kind of like, that's pretty ugly. Okay, we need a... Here. Delete that one, add this one. And then we need a gold color, so let's just try and steal it from the drawing. Oh, I need to do a smart unwrap too. That might help a bit. There we go. Okay, let's see what the yellow looks like on this. I need more colored. I'm not sure. There we go. So this, and I think these are the horns too, right? Yep. then there's a small set of squares somewhere here. Oh, there they are. That is tiny. Ah, that's good enough. Okay, get this one real quick. I feel like that green is all kinds of wrong. Am I crazy? I feel like that green is all kinds of wrong. I really do. I really don't like that green. We'll adjust it in a second. I just want to get at least the visor done before I go crazy here. As if I haven't already gone crazy. Big assumption, I know. That should be part of the visor, right? Yep. There we go. And then I think there's the two squares up here. Yep. Those will be the back of the helmet right here. There we go. Yeah, I'm not happy with that green. I really don't know what I need to do to make that green better. Maybe... let's try this color. I don't think that did anything. Now it just feels like it's not vibrant green enough. Oh, that's too much. Okay, wait. Bring that back down. Maybe this green. It's better. Maybe I just don't like green. I don't know. I'm looking around my room right now. I don't have any. Oh, I almost lied. Hold on. I was gonna say I don't have any green superhero figures in my room that I like, but I do. I have two. But they're using like such different greens, and they have such different color combinations than what I'm going for here, that I don't think I can use them as an example. Oh well, let's wed ourselves to this design for now. We have our color palette saved. I didn't save the yellow. Oh, what was I doing? Good news is that we have a lot of the yellow right here, so we can just kind of... Actually, before I do that, make sure we save that green. So we will need it for the rest of the suit design later. Yeah, we'll stick with this design. I don't want to get too stuck on one design and getting upset about it all the time. Okay. Modifiers are applied. Texture and materials are on. Let's go ahead and export this. There we go. Alright, time. What time do I need to be at the Father's Day event? I don't even remember. That's kind of important, huh? If you want to be on time to things, you gotta know what time they start. Shoot, I'm part of so many group chats. Okay. Let's... I have time. But I don't know if I have enough time. That's my concern. We'll work the rest of this hour. How about that? We'll work the rest of this hour. And whatever I don't get done during the stream, I'll try and get done tonight before the stream on tomorrow evening. Yeah. So what are we working on next? We need to work on the chest plate. Who has the most basic chest plate? Oh yeah, he does for sure. And then Titan is gonna need both shoulder pads. Okay, we'll do the mighty breastplate for now. And then once that's done, we can use that as the base model for the other armor pieces like we did with the helmet here. So let's reintroduce our gentleman here. Not you. Why are you still here? What the hell? That's not right. Where did he come from? Oh, I got it. My phone is blowing up today. I swear I normally don't get messages like this very often. Okay, good news. Nothing critically important. Okay, so what we're gonna do is it okay, I didn't think so. Let's duplicate that. There we go. Now we have a reference point we can look at. All right, let's start with a cube, as we always do. No, not it's Shift A, not Control A. Cube. Okay, let's make it. First of all, we need to enter edit mode. Where are all my tools? Like the loop cut tool and whatnot. There we go. Okay, let's loop cut horizontally. Vertically once, vertically twice, one more time. And then maybe one more. Or, alternatively, just keep that. And then when I apply the mirror modifier, just move it X-wise. Okay, let's hide this for a second. Add the mirror modifier. Oh. Oh, I'm in object mode. That might explain some things. There we go. Cool, and then we can just bring it down to here-ish, here-ish. Then bring these edges to here-ish. We'll need to do a loop cut on this way. Probably the same number of times, really. There we go. Bring it up a little bit. Then check it against our kindergarten level concept art here. That's about right. Cool. So the armor itself is not that complicated, but we do need to create stuff. Let's do this. Drop the loop cut tool, please. Thank you. Let's bring the center, at least just the front, down. Well, we also don't need these vertices, I guess. Well, not this one. Don't need this vertice. We want a neck hole. We got a neck hole. And what we'll do is we'll grab these pieces here. Or, hold on, hear me out. Shrink it down like that. Starting to look more like chest armor already. Then we can just get rid of these. Other click. There we go. Maybe a little bit like this. And then grab these. A little bit like this. And then maybe just to fix that, bring these up a little bit. Yeah, it's coming together. It's coming together. We could probably... Here's what we'll do. We'll get rid of this face here. I guess we can also get rid of these faces. And then just... bring these out a little bit. And then we can get rid of these faces here as well, and then just use the extruding tool to kind of, not extrude, the solidify modifier to give it a little bit of depth there. So 1, 2, 1. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So grab this. Let's just move that back a little bit. Move this back a little bit. Maybe make a quick triangle out of this one, just so we have some form of a V-neck-ish thing going on. Then also drop this vertice down. These vertices will probably also want to come down a little bit. Maybe not that far down. Bring these ones down though. Maybe it might be better if I turn on this. There we go. Now we got a little more of a straight line going on there. And we want an armhole here. We'll probably get away with just getting rid of this face and then grabbing this edge here, bringing it up. Grab this edge, bring it back a little bit. This is going to take some work. We might have to bring the shoulders up. And then we can switch back to edges and grab this, bring it back up. There we go, we got something going on here. Let's grab maybe this vertice, line it up with this, line it up with this. Make sure these vertices are lined up. Trying to connect the arm. No, I don't want to connect them to the arm. I'm just trying to make an armhole wide enough to accommodate the arms. We can probably make this a little bit easier on myself by just bringing out the back a little bit. And then we can just... And it doesn't need to be perfect. I just wanted to have something there. And we have something there, so specifications are met. Under the arm, you can't really see, so we just bring it down a little bit just to accommodate that. I think it's fine. Should probably make an attempt to make this look a little more rounded, but let's not. It's not like the helmet is particularly impressive either. If I add the subdivision surface modifier, that's more in line with the helmet now. And actually, it kind of works. Yeah, I kind of like that, actually. Now we got to do some small changes here to make it work, like do this maybe, and then add the solidify modifier. But honestly, this kind of works. This kind of works really well, actually. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stick with this. Let's apply these modifiers. Probably subdivision surface first. Nope. Mirror modifier first. Now subdivision. There we go. Then apply the skin modifier. Or is it solidify? Solidify. And then let's increase the thickness on that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Cool, I think all that's left is going to be UV unwrap and texture painting. I don't want to bring this corner down specifically to this height. So that way when I texture paint it, it's not like a huge spike and then coming back down. Because everything else here is pretty flat, which is good. Yeah, I think that's all I want to do and fix that. Okay, did the design have anything else on the chest piece? I don't think so, but I can't believe it. I caught one of your streams. Oh, welcome back, Toby. Yeah, I took a 2-month hiatus because my brain was in tatters for a little bit there. Nothing serious. I just wanted to reorganize my goals for the year, and it kind of required me locking in at work. So, sorry it's been so long, but I'm now participating in another game jam. It's been pretty interesting. My ideas are a little wild, but you know, when you have the game jam theme of spin to win, your brain kind of goes anywhere at this point. Clear your Twitch schedule at least, have it empty, then scheduled streams that never start. Oh shoot, is their schedule still up? Let me check. I thought I did that, but if I didn't do that, I apologize. I always forget where Twitch hides the schedule thing, so I'll just jump to this tab here. I should probably be doing this after the stream because we got stuff to do, but let's see. Schedule. At least 2 times I waited for a stream that never came. Again, sorry about that. Okay, looks like it's not going to let me edit a schedule while I'm streaming, so that's unfortunate, but I'll get it fixed. I know I scheduled the streams on YouTube, but I didn't schedule the streams on Twitch. And again, that's on me, just being lazy on that part. But yeah, good to have you back again. Again, sorry for disappearing like that without fixing my schedule stuff. Okay, what were we doing? Right, apply the solidify modifier. Go back to edit mode, smart UV project, and then go to UV, see what that looks like. Looking solid. And then we can just paint this up. So we're going to need to make a new texture. Mighty torso. Last time there was a good conversation I was having there, but I barely remember the topic at this point. Oh, I remember the topic very well. We were talking about we talked about a lot of different things, to be honest. We talked about learning languages, we talked about different programming languages, we talked about different cultures. I think we talked about like Germany and Japan versus American culture. So there was a lot we talked about. Okay, grab silver. Right? That's what the concept art uses, silver? Silver, okay, cool. Ah, no! Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get to painting here. Cross like this. That should be just the sides, right? Oh shoot, there's we can fix that. We can fix that real quick. Oh man, why did I even let that happen? Let's do edit mode, edges. Let's hide the other models here. There we go. Maybe like this. There we go. Not sure if I asked last time, are you into retro tech? Yes and no. I guess is the short answer. The longer answer is I love looking at retro tech when it's in front of me, but I don't seek out information in my spare time. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that computers having to be entire buildings at one point in our history is amazing, and it's super interesting that that's how they made the original computers run, but it's not information that I seek out to learn more about, like how it worked and whatnot. My family wasn't hyper into, well, to this day, is still not hyper into technology or how it works and whatnot. So a lot of those times where I wanted to learn more about something, I was on my own on. So that kind of killed my enthusiasm as a kid for a while. Like even when I met like friends in high school who were into tech, it was very surface level. Like, oh yeah, you know, the Xbox versus PlayStation kind of stuff. Which don't get me wrong, there's certainly some interesting stuff going on with that dynamic, but not really what I was looking to indulge in, if that makes sense. I accidentally deleted a whole face, didn't I? I accidentally deleted a lot of things. Can I just do this and then Control F grid fill? Nope, because it's not a loop. Okay, so if I finish the loop, okay, that, not quite, not quite. Glad I waited on that one. There we go. recently set up an old laptop with Windows XP Professional 64 edition. It was an interesting experience. First time with working 64-bit XP. Oh, A1 fill one face. Okay, I got one face filled. Oh, are you saying then do the loop fill? Grid fill? Oh my god, I can't click on the face. Not your face, the edge I want. Select an edge with the side of that face, okay? Okay, I think I got all the edges selected here. Grid fill. There we go. There we go. Okay, now it's just about fixing this down here. Just the edge, okay. Toby, in regards to Windows XP, I actually used to have a XP laptop, and it sure was. But from my understanding, XP was widely hated by even the general populace, so I'm sure there's some interesting stories with that. Oh, I don't know why I need this to be filled first. We could probably just extrude these. There we go. And then just... So close. So close. There we go. Maybe I can just do that with these as well. And then just... No? There we go. There we go. Cool. And I think we can just fix this one by just there and there. And then we can grab the edges and then do a grid fill here. There we go. Alright, that does mean I need to do the smart unwrap again, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to... Oh wait, this whole front is also... Ah! Oh my goodness. Man. It's regarded as one of the best Windows versions by people, but I'm sure part of it is rose glasses of nostalgia, and part of how crappy Windows has become. It's crazy the amount of customization Windows used to allow. Personally, I stand behind Windows 7 as the best version, and many people also consider 98 as one of the best. 98 and 7 are the only time Windows got major code-based refactoring. Honestly, I'm behind Windows 7 as well. When I finally was like given a computer and told you can do anything with this, you don't need to ask permission anymore. Windows 7 was the operating system that it came with, and it was really nice. I hit the Windows button. Extrude along normals. Oh man, I'm making this pretty hard on myself. I can fix this. This is fixable stuff. It's gonna be painful, but it's fixable. Armor has boob window. It's not a boob. No, we're not doing that, Awen. We're not doing that. No. What are you saying? No, no, we can't. We can't do that. There's no way. Oh my god. Uh, I'm glad I'm getting my laughs for the day. Uh, oh, here's a fun story. So last week, okay, this story goes back a little bit more than that. About a month ago, I started setting my alarm for 3 in the morning, and it was because I wanted to exercise in the morning before I went to work. Unfortunately, I am not a morning person. I used to be at one point, not a morning person anymore. So I would end up snoozing until 5 a.m. So if you can imagine, just hitting snooze for 2 hours, that was me for about a month. But last week I finally had the willpower to wake up at 3 in the morning and go, today's the day. And I went for a run. Whoops. I went for a morning run. Now, you might be thinking, why not run after work or something like that? And it's because it's summertime. B, it's summertime in the state of Arizona, which is a desert. And last week we hit 115 degrees, I think it was, at like 2 p.m. And even at 6 p.m., it was still being recorded as, what was the temperature? I think they said it was 105. So I wasn't about to start running in that weather. So I ran at 3 in the morning. And so I've been waking up at 3 almost every day this week to run in the morning. I'm starting to become a morning person, slowly, very, very slowly. But I can feel myself being more willing to do things in the morning since I started this routine. Excuse me. Why did I bring up this story? I feel like there was a reason I brought up this story, and I've totally lost the plot. You know what? If I don't remember, it probably wasn't for an important reason. Anyway, yeah, I do morning runs. It's great. I only run for like 15 minutes, but it's great. What am I doing? Maybe if I just... Yeah, that works. Alright, now we can do the smart unwrap and try this again. Jesus Christ, you can cook in the sun? No, seriously, one of the common things that people who move out here tend to do to like test how hot it is they genuinely will crack an egg on the sidewalk and be shocked when it actually cooks. It's crazy. Oh, one other thing, in the select tab at the top, there's an option to select all by trait. Select interior faces. Ooh, that is good to know. Thank you. I'll try to remember that. You said interior faces? Select all. wait, maybe because I'm in object mode. Hold on. Select by trait interior faces. Ah, okay. That is very handy. Right, let's see how this UV map turned out. Pretty solid. Let's try and paint this up now. So where are these is the question. Seems like they're in here, but I'm not entirely certain about that. Hold on, what if I hide the gentleman? Ah, it's in there. That's good. I think your armor might have a few interior faces. Probably. Let's take a look. Edit mode, select all, or actually, deselect all. Select all by trait, interior faces. Oh shoot, that's not good. Okay, let's check again. Okay, we're good. Thank you. That is super handy, Awen. I need to do something with all the information you give me, like put it down on paper or something. I feel like I learned something new from you, like every stream, every game jam stream, or any game dev stream really. When it comes to Blender stuff, whenever we're doing anything in Blender, you always have some new tricks for me to learn. Nice, that's the bottom face. This looks like the trim at the top. Yeah. Oh my god, I cannot draw a straight line. Oh, so when I finished doing the design work for the document on Friday, I started booting up games that were analogous to what we're making for this game jam. I think in my design document I specifically cited Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. When my buddy Bread was on stream, I cited Ruby Grim Eclipse as his closest analog because he doesn't play a lot of 3D hack and slash games. But I also went back and booted up. Shoot, what was it called? It's on my desktop. So I booted up Ruby to replay a little bit of that to understand why that game doesn't satisfy me, because I don't think it needs to be said, but that Ruby Grim Eclipse game is a little bit rough. I booted up Memory of Heroes this morning. That was fun to replay. And then I booted up, I'm sure it's on my desktop. If I open my desktop, I can probably tell you what game it was. Toho Dystopia? Yeah, Toho Dystopia is another game I booted up that was analogous to the game we're working on here. God, I love 3D hack and slash games. I think I own like 20, and they're all really fun. But anyway, I've been playing those so I can get an idea of what we need to do for the game side of things. And I've been playing them for about 15 to 20 minutes whenever I can in between work. It's a fun exercise, but man, there's a lot of don't do this if you want the game to feel good or play or be fun. Like progression killers is a huge one. There's plenty of hack and slash beat 'em up games that are like, you are trapped in this room and you will not leave until everyone's dead, and you're like, okay, that's normal, I expect that. But then they're like, you can see the end of the level, but you're gonna have to fight like 3 arenas worth of enemies, even though the exit is less than 100 meters away. And it's just like, just don't show me the exit, man. I don't like to know how close I am to the end if you're gonna keep interrupting me. Ah! I think that's inside, isn't it? Yeah, that's inside. Dude, I kind of like how this trim is coming out. It's not detailed, but it really does kind of plop. Alright, we gotta do the outer perimeter of the arm slots. I think doing the whole square is going to be much, so I think what I'm going to do is drop the size to 15 and just draw on the lines. Let's try that. That might not be big enough. Even assuming I was drawing on the lines correctly, this might not be big enough. What are you actually working on? Oh, okay, sorry. I forgot that you probably haven't been... Yeah, you haven't caught the streams. So, I don't know if you're familiar with the YouTuber Juniper dev. Oh, sorry, hold on. The ever fun, you have fallen through the floor. You are trapped until you kill this room full of demons. So you fell again, repeat step 2. Yeah, pretty much, Awen. Anyway, if you're familiar with the YouTuber Juniper Dev, she's hosting a game jam. That's what this is for. The theme is spin to win. And I came up with a bunch of ideas, but the idea I ultimately landed on was a game where mid-combat, you spin in a wheel, like a roulette wheel, and that decides what your abilities are for the combat sequence, or at the very least, for the duration of your combat rhythm. And then I went a little bit insane and made it to where it's a superhero game where you have multiple different forms that you change between on a battery life. And the wheel randomly decides which form you take. It's kind of an interesting idea for a game on its own. And I've never made a beat 'em up. I've always made shooters. So I thought, it's something different. Let's try it. Crisis Core Final Fantasy? I've never played Crisis Core. I've heard it's up my alley. I've been told it's up my alley. I just haven't played it. I had a friend who told me, like, Final Fantasy fans don't like Final Fantasy 16, but because it's a hack and slash game, you might love it. I don't like the price tag though, it's kind of expensive. I think right now, Final Fantasy 16 is still $60 on Steam. It's a little bit pricey. I do want to play it. It looked really good in the trailers. Oh my god, I cannot. There we go. Kinda. A little bit. Come on. There we go. I see your comment, Toby. I will not repeat it on stream. I see it, though. I see it. If only there was some kind of way to emulate... Okay, both of you! Both of you need... Okay, look. I could do that, right? I could do that. At the same time, I don't even know if I'm going to play it a whole lot. I'm playing other games right now, okay? I'm playing other games right now. I just got into racing games. I'm playing a delisted racing game right now because I got it for free from a friend when he got it on a humble bundle before I got delisted. Okay, that's why I haven't done it yet. I'll cross the bridge and play the game. I will eventually. But right now when I'm on my own, I'm playing the beat 'em ups I listed and racing games. And when I'm playing with friends, we're playing Ready or Not and oh shoot, what's the other game we're playing right now? We haven't played it in a week or two, but we are playing another game. What was it? It's not important. Look, I'm playing other games right now. That's the point. When I'm done with my current list of games, I'll look into it. Not right now. Oh my god. Oh my god, I cannot draw in a straight line. ProTag has a combat system that spins a slot machine constantly and does effects depending on... Yeah, that's what it is, Awen. Thank you. I have a sample wheel. I guess it's worth booting up Krita for a second. I need to export this image anyway. Oh, is it gonna open on the other monitor? I swear to God. Load. Oh. There we go. Yeah, so here's the wheel concept anyway. Let's go ahead and export as a PNG before I forget. PNG. I need to redesign it to be an actual game interface at some point, but we haven't even opened Unreal Engine yet, so we're just gonna keep modeling in Blender until we're ready for that. I'm hoping to get most of the modeling done today, so that way tomorrow onward is mostly about implementing the animations and the actual game mechanics, because I have ideas on how to make it work in my head, based on stuff I tried doing at work. So, you know, proven stuff-ish, but it'll be interesting to see how it actually turns out. The description... Oh, that was a description of Crisis Core mechanic. Yours is a wheel that is supposed to land on one slot. Slot machine has many nothing happens results. Oh, wait. Isn't this like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know enough about Final Fantasy. But doesn't one of the characters from Final Fantasy VII, I think it's Tifa, have like a slot machine mechanic? Is that like what you're describing, where depending on what it lands on, it does different amounts of damage or does different effects? Because, like, I've seen that before somewhere. I have a buddy who's super into Final Fantasy. Kinda yeah. Alright. Yeah, my buddy Mini Wanwan, who also streams on Twitch, but not game dev. He does regular games. But he's a huge Final Fantasy fan. He's played every Final Fantasy game, barring maybe one or two exceptions. And he's always telling me about, like, Final Fantasy games I should play, the weird stuff that's in Final Fantasy. He tried to get me into the Final Fantasy, is it 14 that's the MMO? He tried to get me into that one, but I didn't want to pay the monthly subscription for that. I'm also just not a very big MMO guy, unfortunately. Different effects, different skills sometimes. Ooh, different skills. Okay, interesting. That one Final Fantasy Monster Hunter clone. I'm sorry, what? Final Fantasy had a Monster Hunter clone? I need to look this stuff up after the stream. What? This sounds crazy. Okay, we're running out of time. Here's what I'm gonna do. So for the rest of this stream, I'm gonna finish texture painting this armor, and then when I'm done, I gotta go to my Father's Day event thing, and I'll work on the other models tonight off stream, and then tomorrow evening, I'll put it on the Twitch schedule and the YouTube schedule if I haven't done so already. Tomorrow evening, we'll start importing this stuff into a brand new Unreal Engine project and get this game rolling. It's like less than 5 days to get things going. Final Fantasy Explorers was on the 3DS and had some cool systems. Why is it, I swear to God, Every time I talk to someone about like niche games that have interesting mechanics, the 3DS is the most frequently brought up console on that topic. It's like, what happened to those developers with really interesting ideas? Did they just not make games after they made those interesting games? Like they're only 3DS exclusive devs? That's rough, man. We need to give those devs some support. We need those game directors back in the scene. We need to put them on a budget, have them make the most insane games. I swear. There's actually a beat 'em up series that I really enjoy, which I will not name, um, for reasons. One day I'll get into it, but I guess the series started on the 3DS and was successful enough in Japan to get console releases when the 3DS was retired. 3DS and PS Vita had hardware features that other devices lacked at the time. Ah. Oh, you know what? Isn't Gravity Rush a PS Vita exclusive at first, and then it came out on PlayStation 4 or something like that? I swear that's the story behind that game. But I remember when Gravity Rush was released, and I was just like, wait, the Vita can do that? That's crazy. Maybe it was the PlayStation Portable, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because everyone was freaking out about Gravity Rush, and I know the PS Vita didn't sell particularly well. I at least didn't know anyone who had a PS Vita. Everyone I knew had a PSP, but not a PS Vita. Unfortunately, those features didn't appeal to the broader market, so were counted as failures. I hate that that's a trend. Like, I understand studios need the broader market appeal to survive, but I wish there was a way to support them that allowed them to not do that. I know the obvious answer is that when making games with niche appeal, don't give them massive budgets, so that way any success they see is automatically better. But it's not that simple. It really is not that simple. You had one and loved it? I heard people who had a Vita loved it. It's just that it didn't sell very well for some reason. I kind of wonder if part of it is kind of like what happened with the Wii and the Wii U, where the naming convention was just too similar, and it kind of made people go, why do I need this one over the one I already own? I'm not a market expert. I'm barely a logistics guy, so who knows? Extreme lack of marketing and big name games mostly. Oh, really? I didn't realize the Vita had no marketing. That's really unusual for Sony. Sony usually markets the hell out of their stuff. Like Concord had a lot of marketing put behind it. And then you also said a lack of big name games. I guess that makes sense, considering the PSP's big selling point was a lot of console games were either simultaneously released or had ports to the PSP. So if the new games at the time didn't have ports, I guess that would make sense why people didn't pick it up. The enemy of art is the absence of limitations. That's why I love assembly. Yeah, I get that. Not marketing, but way less than even the PSP. Oof. Yeah, it's always a shame that stuff like that happens. Oh my god, I'm trying so hard to draw in a straight line, and I just... Mouse controls are a pain. Ah, there we go. No, no! Okay, look, we're almost done. Just focus up. Focus up for a few seconds. There. Yeah, I feel like these outlines need to be bigger. I'm using size 15 right now. What if we bump it up to size 25? 25 is pretty big. Let's do that in a place where I can actually see it. Is this the inside or outside? That might be the inside. Here we go. Yeah, I'm not sold on that. I think it needs to be bigger. Let's try 50. Let's just go crazy with it. Yeah, 50 is going to be the way to go. Okay, any percent speed run the rest of this because I need to get ready for the Father's Day event. Boom. That already looks so much better. Okay. Here we go. The arms. There we go. The other ones were over here. Oh my god. Oh my god. I wish this mouse had a DPI switcher like my desktop, because then I would just up my DPI to do this faster. Oh my goodness. Please. There we go. At one point I made a simple 3D model editor. UV unwrapping is way harder than it looks. This gives me PTSD. I don't imagine coding UV unwrappers to be particularly easy. Any kind of automation with 3D models is going to be difficult to implement, I'm sure. Hell, even Blender has issues with it sometimes, depending on how you model. If you model like a psychopath, I'm sure the UV unwraps in really, really unique ways. Okay, yeah, that came out so much better. Okay, save this as Mighty Torso. Yep, it's actually perfect. Cool. All modifiers are applied. Texture looks good. Export this as an FBX. Mighty Torso. Boom. All right, we got 3 helmets done and 1 torso piece done in 3 hours, or less than 3 hours, really. That's good. That's a great start. I will finish the torsos up tonight after my Father's Day event. I might even get some of the joint stuff done. I should talk about. Got knee pads, gloves, elbow pads, and then for Titan, gauntlets, thigh pads, and shin guards. You are luckily working more towards the low poly side. Higher poly models with overhanging topology sucks to work with. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm actually scared to do anything high poly because I don't think I have the skill to make it look good. So I recently heard, I'm sure this is common knowledge, but I recently heard one of the best ways to optimize 3D models is to make it look as good as possible with as few vertices as possible. And so I'm trying to operate on that, sort of. But anyway, there's a lot of seam marking. Okay. Anyway, that's going to have to be the stream for today. So I will fix the Twitch scheduling side to show what streams will be on this week. Probably while I'm at the Father's Day event. But yeah, tomorrow evening will be the next stream. Hopefully we'll be working in Unreal at that point, and if not, we'll finish up what I don't get done. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. It was a pleasure as always. I love these Game Jam events. But yeah, we'll pick this up again later. So, y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow.